Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today, in continuation of List Month, we're going to talk about the top 10 pop punk and emo albums of the year. So, let's get started. This one might be a bit surprising, but for 10th place, I'm picking Wanima Cheddar Flavor. It can be pretty easy to forget that the Japanese pop punk scene is over there and thriving. I think Wanima are the most prevalent Japanese band in America right now. They seem to be enjoying a bit of a cult following. But their brightness, energy, and just general catchiness has no trouble overcoming the language barrier, and I really think you should check them out if you haven't. Up next, in 9th place, we have Stand Atlantic with Pink Elephant. Neon pop punk is alive and well. If you liked bands like Hit the Lights or Forever the Sickest Kids, or maybe even Cobra Starship, you should check out the single off this album, Hate Me Sometimes, because it's straight out of 2008. And while I do feel that the album has a few skips, overall it's a very solid release. Up next, in 8th place, we have Charmer with Ivy. The thing that makes this album special is that I don't really know anyone else in the emo scene incorporating this amount of shoegaze into their sound. Like, you could probably just take a couple of songs off this album and slide them right on like a Pity Sex album or Avlov, and they'd fit pretty seamlessly. However, they still maintain that emo edge, so it certainly is still in the emo space, but man, is there a lot of shoegaze. In 7th place, we have Retirement Party with Runaway Dog. They made some really unusual but awesome production choices on this album. Like, the whole thing is very bass heavy and has a sort of garage rock amateur feel to it. The guitar tones are great but strange. Like, in a lot of places, they seem to have just entirely rolled the treble off the rhythm guitar. But I think this contributes a lot of charm to the album. It has an amateur DIY sort of feel without sacrificing the quality of the recordings. Production aside, Avery Springer is an amazing frontwoman. She writes relatable lyrics and delivers them plainly and earnestly, and all around just seems like the sort of person you want to be friends with. In 6th place, we have Beach Bunny with Honeymoon. Endearing, girl next door types, giving heartfelt deliveries, has long been a staple of the indie rock genre, but it fits very well in emo as well. Lily Trafilio sings about love, heartbreak, and just generally being a teenager, and it's the kind of sincere but very catchy emo that we all love. In 5th place, we have Spanish Love Songs with Brave Faces, Everyone. This is an album about feeling lost, aimless, overwhelmed, and hopeless as a young adult. Dylan Slocum gives his best vocal performance yet, with a trembling but powerful delivery that's the same kind of sound and presence that makes Soupy from the Wonder Years one of the greats. And I really think we have to be talking about Dylan Slocum that way as well. Aside from that, these are a bunch of upbeat, catchy anthems about sad topics. You've really got to check these guys out if you're a fan of The Wonder Years or The Story So Far, but there's also a lot of brightness in the sound palette, similar to maybe Real Friends. In 4th place, we have Creeper with Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void. Creeper takes a sound that is firmly rooted in 80s new wave and goth rock and heaps a bunch of like MCR style theatrics on top of it. Really, this album just goes a lot of places and feels like one of the more diverse emo releases of this year. Down to the final three. In 3rd place is 4 Year Strong with Brain Pain. Now, 4 Year Strong is one of the founding fathers of the easycore genre. Back in 2007, they released their debut, Rise or Die Trying, and boy was I hooked. I listened to that thing non-stop. Unfortunately, 4 Year Strong's releases since then haven't really jived with me as well, but I still gave them a spin every time they came out. That is until February 28th of this year. I listened to Brain Pain the day it came out, and it was like 2007 all over again. I was just instantly hooked, and I have not stopped listening to this thing ever since. This is 4 Year Strong's heaviest release to date. Like, it fringes on metal at some points, though the vocals and guitar tones keep it solidly in pop punk territory. 4 Year Strong just brings out like a platoon of big, meaty, mid-tempo caveman riffs and plays one goddamn banger after another. If you haven't checked out this album yet, I'd get started with Brain Pain. They just released a music video for it a few days ago and has this like really fun chug in it. But in summary, I feel like this is one of the best easycore releases ever. In second place, we have Hot Mulligan with You'll Be Fine, and there's kind of not that much to say about this album because words don't quite do it justice. The magic is in the execution. Like, their guitar tones are wonderful, and the lead singer, Nathan Sandville, has this trademark annoying yell thing that's actually, like, really catchy. This is an album that prioritizes fun. It captures the charm of albums like Sum 41's All Killer No Filler or Motion City Soundtrack's Commit This to Memory. It doesn't take itself too seriously, it just revels in simple, fun music. So every once in a while an album comes along that just changes the game, and Tickets to My Downfall by Machine Gun Kelly is one of those albums. It was the most important, most popular, and ultimately best album of this year. And it's by like an order of magnitude. Like, Neck Deep also had an album this year, and their top played song has like 4 million plays on Spotify. But Machine Gun Kelly's top played song has like 250 million or something. I think when we talk about the history of pop punk, there's going to be pop punk before Machine Gun Kelly and after. Like in the 1990s, Green Day changed how pop punk worked. And then, in the early 2000s, bands like Jimmy Eat World and My Chemical Romance took pop punk sounds and intermingled them with emo sensibilities and forever inextricably linked the two sounds. I think Machine Gun Kelly has really just done that for rap and pop punk. So much of the current pop punk landscape relies on nostalgia for 2000s rock sounds, but those sounds aren't popular anymore. MGK takes punk sensibilities, but also modern bass heavy pop mixing and mastering. Like, if you remove the perfunctory electric guitar and monotone vocals that are almost rap anyway, his music is sonically pop rap. And following his success, a lot of people are going to follow in his footsteps. And I don't mean to phrase this like MGK is some asteroid that's coming to wipe out the haggard pop punk dinosaurs that can't get with the times. Like, it's not going to kill your favorite music. There's still going to be a bunch of American Football and Blink-182 clones out there. What MGK has done is brought new life and new fans into a genre that has been steadily on the decline for a decade now. Like, I bet some of the people watching this video are only doing so because MGK made them interested in pop punk in the first place. The pop punk community has more interest in it now than it's had for years. And I honestly think this new wave of fans is going to bring a lot of innovation in the genre, and I really can't wait to see what music comes of it. Okay, so there were my top 10 pop punk and emo albums of the year. I hope I have adequately justified myself. If you enjoyed the video and you're looking for more music recommendations down the pipe, be sure to subscribe. And thanks for watching.